Welcome to another episode of The Exploring Author. Today we have a pretty fun episode planned. I'm at Frankfurt Hauptbahnhof, we're the main central station, and I am headed to Mannheim, just south of here. I'm going to go pick up Moritz from the Mannheim train station, and from there we're going to go to Schwetzingen Schloss, or Schwetzingen Castle or Palace. Moritz, if you remember, was in the Heidelberg episode, and he suggested this place. He thought it would be pretty fun for not only you all to see, but I've actually never seen it either. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's a bit early, so my brain isn't quite functioning yet. That's why I got the big coffee today. But we got a train here in about 15 minutes, so I'm going to jump on it. Just arrived. And I'm really looking forward to this because it's not just a palace, it's also a massive garden that comes with it. And we also have a pretty cool surprise for the end of the episode, so definitely stick around to the end. But anyway, we do got to catch the train because I don't want to miss it. So let's do this. All right, we made it to Schwetzingen Schloss and Garten.
Schloss Park. The
Schloss
garden
Park.
is called Schloss Park.
Schloss Park, okay. So obviously you guys recognize Moritz from the Heidelberg episode. I have to say, when I stepped into here, I did a little research, of course, on this, but this, you're gonna see, this is absolutely massive, especially the garden. We're gonna be here for pretty much, like,
Yeah,
definitely
maybe the whole day.
the whole day.
We'll see. We'll see.
Plus, we're here, and there was only one person in front of us in the queue, so we're basically the first people here.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna pretend it's my house. So
We're gonna have a lot of fun here.
all right, so let's go take a tour of the place, and we'll stop along the way.
Let's go.
All right. All right, so obviously you can tell, as I said, this is a massive palace. But I do want to give you a little bit of history before we start touring the gardens of this. So this was first mentioned in 1350, but it was a fort, so it's not what we're seeing today at all. This has actually gotten destroyed two separate occasions, once during the 30-Year War and once during the Palatinate Succession War in 1697. This began to be built as you see it today. So basically what you're seeing is an 18th century palace, although it was started to be built at the end of the 17th century. Now I'm not going to go too much in depth on the history of everything else, but I did want to give you a little bit of a background on what you're seeing today. So right now we're going to start heading into the garden, and Moritz behind the camera is going to join me. So what we did read when we were walking around earlier by the castle, because we're trying to get an understanding of what we're actually seeing, which is nice to have. And there's still a French component of the garden, which is clearly right here, and there's an English component of the garden, is how I understand this. So that's what we're going to do. Right now we're on the French side, and we're going to go look for the English side. So what is the difference between a French and English garden? French gardens are symmetrical and geometrical, while English gardens are more natural looking with no strict geometrical features. So keep an eye out during the rest of the episode and comment if you notice the difference between the two. If you remember from the Heidelberg episode, Moritz introduced a game. What's basically, we say a word, I say a word in German, or I try to pronounce something, and he tells me if I'm right or wrong and pronounces it more than likely the correct way. And if you don't know about that game, go back and watch the episode, the Heidelberg episode. Okay, so right now, we have these, which would be a lemon.
Lemon in English.
Lemon in English.
In German.
In German, auf Deutsch.
Auf Deutsch.
Zitrone.
Zitrone. More like the Z is more sharp.
Citrona.
Zitrone.
Citrona.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, we're going to keep on doing this game. I like this game. So whenever you see Moritz in a video, just know this game is coming.
The German guys.
Let's keep going.
Those birds are actually invasive.
Which ones?
The Wellensittich.
Yes.
Another word.
And they're invasive.
They're pretty invasive in Heidelberg, especially around the Hauptbahnhof, the main station.
Okay.
You have them a lot. And they
I wonder why that is.
They're loud. They make a lot of dirt. They're kind of a problem.
What did people do? Did they just release them from their houses, or?
I think that was the origin of the problem.
Okay. I mean, at least they're pretty. So these are called zebra fink.
Exactly.
So here, I got that right?
You got that right. Perfect.
These are the guys. Ooh. It's a little bit of a maze.
Yep.
All right, so we're kind of walking around here. Turns out it's a bit of a maze. So like dead end, dead end, dead end, dead end, dead end.
Dead ends everywhere.
Yeah, we're gonna find our way out though. Let's see. Okay, interesting. And ooh, which way do we go? Which way do we go?
That.
Spooky. So we're underneath the statue. And we go back out. Okay, we come out. And the garden again. So here we have the Apollo temple. And Apollo is the god of...
God of the moon for the Greek people.
There you go.
Mythology.
And we're going to fact check that, but yes, I believe that is correct. Yeah, actually, we were definitely wrong. So let's have Maurice hopefully redeem us with his fact checking on who Apollo really was.
God of archery, music and dance, truth and prophecy, healing and diseases, sun and light, poetry and more.
I was wrong. That's why we fact check.
So we were pretty wrong. It's everything but the god of the moon.
But he was Greek.
He was Greek, first Greek, and then the Romans kind of took him over.
Okay. Well, you win some, you lose some. That's why you fact check.
Exactly.
I mean, this is just... Yeah, we haven't even been through like 10% of this place yet. Just enjoying it. So we are in the wine region of Germany, one of them. You can see this tunnel has wine, but Maurice is going to explain, kind of.
This is some kind of wild wine.
Okay.
That actually grows everywhere here. The thing is, you cannot make actual wine out of it. The grapes it produces are not edible, so it's just for decoration.
Okay. And we are not going to test that theory today to
Nope.
see if he's wrong or right, but I'm going to have to believe him on this one. So while exploring, Maurice found a beetle head, just randomly. It's a big beetle. So that's a perfect opportunity to continue our game. So, auf Deutsch, Käfer.
Käfer, pretty good.
Nice.
Very nice.
One of the first words I learned in German, and don't ask me why, because I actually don't know, and it's kind of weird. All right, we're going to continue this game as we find random things like this.
That one is huge.
So behind us, we have the Temple of Mercury. This was built between 1787 and 1788. As you can see, it looks like a temple ruin, but what makes this pretty interesting is the designer and the person that owned the land built this as a ruin on purpose, so it's an artificial ruin. I would love to get us closer, but the bridge is blocked off. As you can see behind us, there is a mosque. This is something I never expected to see at a German castle, but it is pretty beautiful. And like I said, across from it is the Temple of Mercury. Very beautiful. What do we have to say about this? Is like Owen Wilson. Wow. Wow. Yeah, but seriously. Wow. This is really nice. Just something you definitely wouldn't, I just wouldn't have expected to see this in a German palace. Finished in 1793, this mosque was not intended as a place for Muslim prayer. Instead, it was an acknowledgement of the value of non-Christian religions and can be seen as a monument to early religious tolerance.
Now this is a part of the Schlossgarten, which is especially beautiful in spring, because all of those trees, or most of them, are cherry trees, which means that in spring they beautiful blossom, absolutely beautiful.
Nice. So we're a bit late for that, but kind of get the idea. Welcome to the Temple of Minerva. Now this is still on the palace grounds. It was built in 1769. Now Minerva was a Roman goddess of justice, victory, law, and wisdom. All over the grounds you will see Minerva depicted. So it's not just here, but they did build this temple specifically for her. And this is one of the main buildings that they have, just along with the mosque and the Temple of Mercury. We've kind of reached the end of our tour. We've gone all the way as far as we could go, because there were down branches and things, and there's bridges we couldn't cross today. But as you can see, it's about 11:30 in the morning. Things are starting to pick up around here. A lot more people are here, but we basically had the entire grounds to ourselves, almost ourselves, the entire morning, which was a really cool experience. This thing is absolutely big. We got to come back. They do festivals here. They do a lot of extra things that we obviously couldn't see today because they're not going on. But keep staying tuned, because there is that surprise event that I'm telling you about that is later in the evening. We're going to go into town, and we're going to head back to Heidelberg, go back to Maritz's place, and this evening we're going to have some fun at this festival, and you'll see. The festival we are attending is Heidelberg Schlossbeleuchtungen, or Castle Illuminations. The lights against the castle, which look like fires, commemorate the destruction of the castle during the Palatina War of Secession from 1688 to 1697. Now, we were a bit late after dinner, so we did not get the seats we wanted to see the castle, but we did manage to get some premium seats for the fireworks. All right, that's enough for me. Let's let the band take over and enjoy the fireworks from here. I'll finish this episode as I usually do, with a bit of relaxing and a good local beer. Today we're doing a bit of that at Maritz's place. And oh yeah, speaking of Maritz, here's a photo of Maritz being shamed by me for ordering a schnitzel at dinner at an Irish pub. But don't feel too bad for him. That schnitzel turned out to be pretty delicious. Guess we shouldn't judge a book by its cover, even for schnitzel. Thank you for joining me on this episode's exploration. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video, and I'll see you next Sunday for another episode of The Exploring Author. Adventure awaits.